Ain't no last calls here.
Bar Talk with Jay.
What we gonna do? We gonna say welcome to Bar Talk with Jay. Welcome. One of the things I want to tell you is brought to you by R&B Grown Up. What? Let's stop right there. R&B is no more. If you knew about R&B, you knew what I was doing, just understand change to the game.
Okay.
Disposal Service is the new name.
Okay.
I was able to get a deal going. It went through, and so now R&B is ending. Disposal Services now. What's the big change? You looking at the operation director, direction of operations.
Right.
Whichever way you want to put it.
Right.
That'd be me.
Right.
So, only thing I can tell you is the same thing I did with R&B is I'm gonna do the same thing over here. Only thing changed, trucks stayed the same, names gonna change, but the quality of service is going to be more than it was before.
Okay.
I found somebody that can invest and do some of the things that I want to go futuristic.
Yes.
I want to make change to the game. So what it takes is for my dreams, my thoughts to be reality.
Right.
And it took somebody else to help me do it. And that's what we're doing right now. So again, if you was going on my webpage, you can still go to R&B. You can still call me. My numbers and all that's still the same.
Okay.
Some of the numbers are going to change, but the most important thing, the quality of service, is the one thing that's going to stay.
Right.
So again, R&B, you might not see that on the trucks no more, but just remember your boy.
Yeah.
And back to who I got in the building right next to me. Don't let my commercial fool you.
Right.
I do more than one thing, but that's what I tried to tell y'all before. We are doing big things in the studio, but let me get back to Craftmatic. How you doing?
Man, I'm doing fabulous. Fabulous, bro.
That's my boy.
It seems like the more you try to accomplish, the more you do accomplish.
Yeah.
Right? There's something magical about that, right? The more effort you give, the more you're able to achieve. So, man, I just been making big things happen, and I'm really carving a path to a greater level of success for me and my family, man. So I'm doing good tonight, bro. How are you, bro?
I'm doing good, and bless you and your family.
Thank you, man. Thank
And
you so
again,
much.
you deserve all the blessings,
Yeah.
my brother. And then I gotta give it to my man that calls me all the time. This young brother don't just come to the show. This man calls, checks on me. You know, and it's good to see a young brother being able to go back and say, man, I enjoy being in there. And if I'm welcome through, I'll be through. And he does just that.
Yeah.
So again, TR380 in the building. How you doing, big baby?
Hey man, I'm blessed, man. I'm blessed. I'm on the live, you know what I'm saying, with all my fans. I actually tagged you in the live video.
Okay.
So y'all follow Jeremiah Hagerbrook, you feel me? The Bar Talk with Jay.
Yes.
Also Craftmatic on my right, like I said, man. It's an honor and a blessing to be here.
Yeah.
Shout out to everybody watching, man. We finna have a good conversation tonight, as always.
Absolutely,
But I
man.
tell you,
That is what we do.
that's
And
my
folks, please welcome again to Bar Talk with Jay. My name is Craftmatic again. This is my boy Smooth Jay. We got TR380 in the building. And this is a show that inspires people through dialogue. We always have a great conversation about a specific topic, and so many wonderful things comes out of those discussions. It's very therapeutic for us. We're hoping it's therapeutic and helpful and inspiring for you. Where else can you go and talk about real life and hear real opinions and real examples, and somebody have a real discussion, sometimes even a heated discussion about the topic, so we can get to the bottom of, you know, what is the central theme of the issue and how can we all learn something from it. That's what we do here. We do it every week. And we've been doing it every week for the last 2 years. So over 100 shows for you to go and watch and participate. Stuff on relationships and being your best possibility, and sex and
keep going. We do it all up in here.
Fire, yeah, we do it all in here. It gets a little edgy, a little toasty sometimes, but just bear with us. You'll see the conversation is as real as it gets. So we always start the show off with a prayer. And why don't we go ahead and get that started? You want to say prayer tonight?
Man, let me tell you. I'm going to have to give it back to you, Kraft.
Okay.
Because one thing about you, man, you're the spiritual strongest brother. But I have so much things going through my mind right now,
Yeah.
and it's more of me. And one of the things I don't want this show to be is just me.
Right.
I need somebody to uplift this world.
Right.
See, so that's one of the things I want to make sure y'all understand. We're not selfish up in here.
Right.
And if we got to pass it, it's just because it shouldn't take one person to do anything. But when I say this man can uplift you, this is why I call him.
Right.
This is a person that motivates me in so many different ways, and I just hope that y'all will let him into your hearts, because he will touch you like he touched me and get us to a better place. Give it to him, Kraft.
All right, so let's go into the presence of the Lord. And so, Lord, we thank you tonight for being here and for having you here with us tonight. We ask, Father, that you would inspire us on a next level tonight. We want to know how, Father, to get the work done. There are so many tasks and so many challenges and obstacles and things that need to be happening in our lives. And we ask, Father, that you would remove those obstacles and that you would give us a free path to get the work done. Increase our productivity, increase our effectiveness, increase our zest for life, increase our desire, increase our passion to achieve something great in this life. And so we thank you tonight for being here with us. We ask that you would inspire this show in every way possible. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Ooh, now y'all see why I let that man have it.
Amen.
If you didn't know, now you know. That's Craftmatic, baby.
I just want to tell all the viewers that's watching right now, you know, that it is definitely content is key.
Mhm.
Content is key, and it's a lot of powerful stuff being said on this show. It's a lot of powerful conversations that can wake people up. Shout out to Barbara. She also helps with the content creation. She always messages me with the show flyers and let me know what's going on. So I wanted to show my love there.
Outstanding.
And,
Yes.
you know,
yes.
just vibe with y'all tonight, man.
That's what's up. That's what's up. And let's kick it off like we do. Let's cover a recap of last week's topic. Very interesting show. The show was called Married, Living Single. Why would you choose this lifestyle? Married, living single.
You didn't want to let go of what you was doing.
Man.
And it happens, and again, one of the things I brought this topic is because somebody brought something to me. And one of the things I want to do is keep relevance. In today's time, one of my partners told me, hey man, I'm going to get rid of my side chick. And I'm like, what's up? He's like, yo man, she got too many men. she messing with too many people. And I'm sitting there, but you got a whole wife at the crib.
Right.
Yeah, but she messing with like 10 people. And I'm like, what, so she got 2 over you?
Right.
You know, I'm trying to figure this one out. And I'm like, well, she ain't understanding the rules. And I'm sitting there like, bro, you the one who broke the rules.
This rule,
So
yeah,
I
he's
said-
trying to bring rules to
I
cheat.
said, how the hell with this? We
Right.
gonna make this because I was trying to make sure I wasn't the one that was receiving this wrong.
Right.
But I noticed when I started this, again, everybody was reflecting back towards me. It's not about just me. It's about understanding what goes on. If I can't bring relevance to what's going on right now to the table, then what am I doing?
Right.
You know, we're just trying to find something. No, how about finding things that's going on and talking about it?
Yeah, and here's what was really relevant in last week's show is that Jay told the story about the dialogue that he had with his partner who's going to quit his side chick because she messing around. And he called his boy out. He called him out. Like there was nobody else in the room. There was nothing, you know, there was no show. There was no performance. He just straight called him out. And you know, that is super powerful. Now, he's living in a single man's world, but he respects the married, you know, the marriage relationship, that whole community, and I respect it as well. And you know, you just can't live a good life if you're trying to live a married life single. I think you're diversifying your resources, you're diversifying yourself, you spreading yourself too thin, and you are putting energy on things that'll never fix your home. If you're going outside of your home, there's obviously something wrong. There's obviously something not right. And you know, someone even messaged us last week and said, well, maybe everything is okay at home, they just want something different. And I guess that is possible to want something different, but you might try to find something different in your house and in your marriage.
Right.
You know, this show, you know, as crazy as we get sometimes, we really are dedicated to families.
I got a
We really are
question.
dedicated to...
Let me challenge what they said. They wanted something different.
Yeah,
Let me open your mind to, okay, what if she wants something different?
right.
Why it gotta be this selfish? Because, you know, I'm not just talking about the person that came in, because I
Right.
believe it's a relevant thing that people bring up.
Right,
But you go out and do it, but you get pissed off if she did it.
right,
So it's good for you, but it ain't good for them. But my whole thing is, you're supposed to be unity.
right.
So you get tired, she don't.
Man.
Right.
It sounds like it's just a
Right.
one-sided coin.
Right.
That's right.
It's all about selfishness,
That's right.
and that's what causes all this to continue going on.
Yeah.
And I like to say marriage is non-selfish. You giving yourself up to that other person. I have to remember that I married for better or for worse. So I just can't just be like, I'm gonna treat it good on this day, and I'm treated like crap on another day.
Right.
That's when you start understanding that you got to give up a lot of selfishness
Yes.
in order to enter that.
Yes. And that is selfish. You know, married living single is a selfish act.
It definitely is. I just want to, I don't mean to cut you
Go
off.
ahead, you
I just
good,
want to
man.
get my tidbit. I just recently got out of a relationship because I realized that that's not what I wanted to do.
Okay.
Like I felt like I was compromising my happiness for the sake of someone else. So I could definitely understand the wanting something different, but it's no reason to cheat. You know what I'm saying? There's no reason. Like, if you can communicate with your partner and you can tell them what's going on and how you feel about a situation, then I feel like y'all should come to a understanding, be on common grounds about the situation before you decide to step out and do whatever you do.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, some of the reasons, some people are just fed up with what's going on at home. Maybe you tried, maybe you worked through it for several years, many years, and you still got no reprieve. You still feel unloved and left alone and not supported or helped in your own household. And we know relationships can get stale, and maybe your partner really is not stepping up to the plate. Maybe it is time for you to go and get something extra special. You know, I'm not suggesting that you break your vows to do it, though,
Right.
because your vows aren't necessarily to the person; their vows are to the Lord. You know, and then of course there's always that conversation that if you decide you're going to be spending more time outside of the house just because you're not getting your needs met, that is not an easy conversation to have with your significant other, but you have to have it. And you know, sometimes we get afraid to have the conversation because just having the conversation could blow the whole block up.
Man.
Right? And that's what ultimately people are afraid of when there's tough issues to discuss, that if I even bring it up, it's going to cause such an uproar, I'm going to wish I hadn't have brought it up in the first place.
Right.
And there comes a point in time where you have to face your fears. What you need to say needs to be heard, and you got to express it. You know, if you're going out cheating and you haven't really dealt with the issue that's going on in your household, you're kind of defeating yourself.
Indeed, I agree.
You know? So, it was a great show, man. Anything else on that, Jay?
Man, I'm like that.
No.
Go back. It's on YouTube. Again, my man Boogie do great editing. So
Yes.
again, go back to YouTube, see it. We make a lot of changes at the beginning of the show and everything else. And I like to say more future things are coming.
Yes.
And a lot of great guests. I got a special guest coming in tonight. We got some special things going on.
Yes.
So we're going to let that one go. What else we got?
Just to let y'all know, y'all watching Bar Talk with Jay right now. I'm a special guest, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm on the live, so I got to tell my fans what's going on.
Absolutely.
They bring so much inspirational and positive and powerful information that y'all should go subscribe. You feel me? I tagged him in the main part of the live, so y'all can click on the link, follow him, follow Bar Talk with Jay. Man, we finna get it great.
There you go. Let's go ahead and cover our quote for today, and then I have a very short segment. We'll cover the topic and take our first break. Quote for today. By the way, Miss Barbara put it together very well, like she always do. She says, "It's time to start choosing wisely. Don't waste time on people who won't make time for you. You are an amazing person that deserves to have people in your life who love, support, and care for you. Not just when they need something in return. It's a privilege for someone to be in your life for a reason and not a season." That's powerful. That whole quote lends itself to choosing people. And it's kind of unfortunate that we have to do that, but that is the way of the world now. We have to choose the people that we want in our lives, and we got to get rid of those people who are not good for our lives. And, you know, my parents never really taught me friendship with words. I just could see their friends, and I could see the ones who were, you know, I don't know, still trying to be street and trailer and gangster, and my parents would push them out of their lives. And I might see them once or twice in the house, and then I might never see them again, right? And so I learned that there are those people it's okay to push away. But we have to start choosing the people in our lives wisely. And if you got somebody who's not good for you, you gotta separate yourself from them. But at the same time, if you got somebody who's really a superstar, who's really loving, who's really intelligent, who can be very supportive in helping you achieve your goals, you gotta go and befriend those people. You gotta go and become aligned with those people. Hang out where they hang out. Go to their house and have a drink or invite them to dinner. Be proactive with the people in your life. That's a great lesson, man.
Indeed.
And one of the things I would say, I'm gonna apologize to a lot of people because I don't always reach out. And I've met so many people in this lifetime. And only thing I can tell you is I love each and every one of you.
That's powerful, Jay.
There's gonna be a lot of people that I don't speak to. Again, most people exit themselves out of my life.
Right.
It's not always the chance that I get to exit you out. I don't exit a lot of people because the bottom line, if you wasn't meet me, you wouldn't have met me.
Right.
I like to say it's a season that I enjoy, but everybody's not meant to stay with me.
Right.
And again, just because you wasn't meant to stay with me don't mean we didn't have a good time when we did meet.
Mm-hmm.
And you can go your own way and we can still come back and respect each other in a way that I love. And a lot of times you feel like you got to stay with somebody forever. It's not always meant to be.
Right.
A lot of times it was to inspire you, for you to be the best you.
Indeed.
You know, and that's the number one key thing that I always want to make sure I keep in front of me. I want to be the best me.
Right.
I don't want to look at somebody else and be them. I want to be the best me.
Right.
Right.
And some people come in my life to make me understand you're not perfect and it's okay.
Right.
And they give me inspiration, and then I take the inspiration and I keep on going. And they be like, well, you just left me. I didn't leave you.
Right.
It's just a season. And it's not always meant to be.
Right.
Indeed.
But just respect it and not disrespect. I always believe in respect on up front. So for all the ones that I don't get a chance to reach out to, please understand that's why I do the show. I want to leave a legacy that I got a group of people that's feeling the vibe like me, and we're gonna leave a mark.
Yeah.
And it's all in a different way, but it's a powerful message.
Right.
Pay attention.
Yeah.
Or you're gonna slip and miss it.
It is a super powerful message. We got about 2 minutes here before we go to break, I do believe. Bart posed the question, and I'm going to paraphrase it a little bit. But the question is, why is friendship important to God?
Oh, can I lead on that?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. So shout out to Australia, man. We got international watchers in the building right now.
Lovely,
Shout out to Australia, Brent Grace. As far as the relationship with God, and can you reiterate or repeat the question? For me one more
Yeah.
time?
Why is friendship important to God?
Now, God put favor on certain people. It's a difference between blessings and favor in my eyes, you know.
Okay.
When you have favor, you are granted opportunity. You, even if you're in a bad situation, you granted opportunity. A blessing, I feel like sometimes it's just temporary, or it's just in the moment. It's just at the right place at the right time. But when you granted favor, that always happens to you. So when you build friendships with people, and when you build those relationships with people where they can call on you anytime they need you, that's just like what God wants, from us as His people, to call on Him whenever we need, or to be their ear to listen to, their shoulder to lean on. You may not be able to see Him physically, or feel His presence, but His presence is always felt. His power is always felt. Friendship means life. Like, you can't do this in this world by yourself. Even though you're born by yourself and you're gonna die by yourself, there's no way that you can do all of this by yourself. Somebody got to help you along the way. Maya Angelou said, everybody needs somebody sometimes, and we all need God, man.
And we all need God.
Woo, he did that.
Yeah, man, you laid that out. Just my 2 cents that, friendship makes it easy for God to send His favor.
What's up now?
Friendship, when God creates something, it could be a plant, a building, or anything, He expects it to stay together.
Right.
And so when He brings people together, and those people honor the relationship and honor the value in each other, God don't have to keep coming back and fixing it. It's already built. It's already established, and He means for it to be established for a long period of time. Again, a reason and a season, but if it's inspired by God, it's probably going to last forever.
Indeed. It always, anything given by God will last forever.
There you go.
Because His grace is eternal.
There you go. And one other quick point. Friendship is not just about other people. We have to learn to become friends with ourselves. We have to learn to become our own friend, That means listening to ourselves when we get those gut feelings. That means talking ourselves out of nonsensical thinking or nonsensical behavior. We have to become our own friends. Sometimes we might need to fast, or we might need to chastise ourselves. We might need to put ourselves in a position where we can't get the glory. We can't get the goal, the outcome. We sometimes need to make it hard on ourselves so that we can work through the pain, and on the other side have the glory, and the glory is going to exist forever. It's just a beautiful idea that just connects people, and so connects people, connects to us ourselves, connects us to God. Friendship is really an expression of love, nothing more, nothing less.
It's gonna be a great night, man. It's gonna be a great night.
And just to wrap up this segment, tonight's topic, drum roll please. This is gonna be a big one. Love or lust? Do you understand the difference?
I'm gonna tell you right now. We gonna come back to that one because again, it's one of the things that I want y'all to think about. We're gonna go to the Facebook. We're gonna get some questions. We want to get some answers. So on the upfront, when you look at your girl, is it lust or is it love?
Is it love?
And my thing, them two L's are so different.
They are, man.
Because we only want that bar,
Yeah, hold on.
apple bottom looking girl getting them.
Watch out,
drinks.
watch out, watch out.
What you got? Well, I'm just saying what we like, but
Yeah.
what we gonna have is what we gonna find out next.
Y'all hold on, we'll be right back with more Bar Talk with Jay.
Welcome to Bar Talk with Jay. Welcome back.
Yes.
It's gonna be a high one. We're talking about love and lust. Where y'all are at. But before I go more into the topic or having some more fun, I got TR380 gonna be in the back. I got a special guest.
Hello.
Tell everybody about yourself.
How you guys doing?
Doing good, man.
Yes. My name is Darius Bradley.
All right, Darius.
Originally from Indiana.
Okay.
Oh, from up north.
Yes.
I'm from Ohio. I got you, bro.
Yeah. So came from Indiana, went to New York City. Been out there for 8 years, and I'm 2 years young here.
2 years young here.
Yeah.
Okay. And what do you do, man? What keeps you excited about life?
Right. What keeps me excited about life? The career that I have right now, when I get to help people find jobs. So I have a company called Gatekeepers Agency. It's an agency where we staff assistants, so personal assistants, executive, administrative, production, virtual based, any type of assistant, you'll come to Gatekeepers Agency.
That's dope, bro.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. I need your car before we leave. I was just saying I need some help.
See what I'm talking about?
I'm just saying I
We
need
bring the
some help.
right people to make the right things happen.
Yeah.
I told you, man. It's
Yeah.
a blessing.
Synchronicity, man.
That's what we do.
Synchronicity. Glad you're here, man. Welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. We'd love to hear you. Love to hear some of your comments tonight on some of the dialogue here. Do we have Brother Jamal coming tonight?
Did we get him on?
Okay, we ain't got him on right now, and I think we need to just go on in on the subject. I'm just now getting to the feed tonight. I see Roderica and Dee. I see Patricia and Rika, Michael.
No, Michael Taylor?
Yeah.
That's my brother.
Okay.
Akron,
Michael,
Ohio.
okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Michael
That's
Taylor.
what's up.
Akron,
That's
Ohio.
what's up. So hello to you folks. Thank you for joining us tonight. And, type out some questions, maybe some comments as we continue to go through this dialogue, because it is now time to go in. Tonight's subject is love or lust. Do you understand the difference? And it is a significant difference between love and lust. I do believe, just my own personal opinion, that love can be reached through lust. Maybe lust is that personal physical attraction, and then of course if you find yourself spending some time with that person you're lusting at, you might start to see more than just their body.
Okay.
Right.
I'll tell you what, before you finish getting in,
Okay.
that person that look like him,
Okay.
that we couldn't get on, that is him, that's that Jamal. Yeah, we got him.
We got
So
it.
let's find out how his day was. Hopefully he had a good day, because when Jeffrey have a bad day, we all feel it.
Right.
So Jamal, how you doing, big baby? Jamal, you there? Really?
I know he on.
We gotta get back to
Okay.
my man.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right. We'll catch
Technical
him.
difficulty.
We'll catch him another segment, right? So, significant difference between love and lust, and I do believe at some portion of the game you probably could reach love through lust, but lust is temporary. Lust is it's just so short. It's just such a puny thing. It doesn't have any long-term value. It doesn't have any enrichment about it. Love. Love covers everything, right?
I agree, but this is my man was talking about
That's
staffing.
easy, right?
He was talking about staffing, right?
Right.
I feel like lust is like staffing.
Okay.
You know, sometimes you need some short-term people to handle some things.
Okay.
And your lust can get you what you feel like you can handle that short term.
Right.
But that person you might have lusted for, you can find out you fell in love with.
Okay.
Because you wasn't trying to fall in love.
You wasn't trying to fall in love.
I was just trying to staff.
Right.
I was staffing appropriately
Right.
as I'm thinking.
Okay, I understand.
And I found out there's a person that showed me so much interest and was so challenging that I couldn't get that person off my mind.
Yes.
That person became a person I didn't even think twice about, and I think about all the time.
Yes.
So now
Then
you're
when
making them attempt to perm.
Yeah. That's when I give them a full contract. Matter of fact, they don't work for you no more. I had to take them off your pay, and I paid the penalty.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I like
it.
it's well worth it but when you ain't looking, it's amazing what you can find.
And listen, that's how it happens sometimes. Sometimes we're in the wrong mindset, and then we meet a dime piece. But
Then
you
you
don't.
meet a dime.
But you don't really recognize that they're a dime piece until you've been around them for a little while. You ever had that person maybe at work, or somebody who in your son's classroom, PTA or whatever, and you've seen them 3, 4, 5 times, and then one day you see them and they're like, "Whoa, where you been?" Like, I ain't never seen you with makeup on. I ain't never seen you dressed or regular clothes on, and then the lust begins, right? But because you began to lust them, perhaps they had an interest in you as well. That'll find a connection to at least communicate. And through the communication, I think at some point you can find the love. I think it's a very easy difference between lust and love.
That's
Right?
you, because you experience older and you know more. But let's get back to everybody else in reality. Let's go back to that dime piece, that 10.
Yeah.
I don't really like hearing that.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you why.
Why?
Your 10 ain't gonna be my 10.
Okay.
And a lot of times I keep hearing everybody, I gotta have this 10 piece. I gotta have this. Okay, well, to me, that's you.
Right.
Keep that to yourself, because when you get that person you call a 10, why are you calling her a 10? That's your scale. That's your business.
Right.
My whole thing, if she show love and you care, that's automatic. I want to see your happiness.
Right.
But they too busy comparing.
Mm.
You might want to let that, because see, lust will have you comparing.
So-
love will leave that alone, because their people will not always look like they started.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yes.
Just being 100.
That's exactly
You might
right.
have said she was a 10, but later on, your 10 got pretty wide, bro.
Yeah.
But guess what? She still love you. She still show you compassion, and she there for you.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter how she look no more. To
Yeah.
me,
Yeah.
it is you.
Yeah.
That is your woman, and I'm
listen-
gonna respect her the same. But when I keep hearing that 10 and this, and you ain't out to prove nothing to me. That is you. You pick the one for you. Ride that ride. I love you.
Right.
Do you? But I keep hearing, oh man, yeah, she inspires you. First, don't ever put your woman down.
Right.
I hate hearing that. What you mean she ain't like? That is yours. Always speak her up.
Mhm.
You said for better or for worse, so why are you telling me the worst? I don't want to hear that.
Right.
I want to hear that she down for you, and I got her regardless of what she go through, because that's what's gonna get you through.
Mhm.
And I keep hearing about, yeah, she ain't like exactly how she was. Get past that,
Right.
because you wasn't either.
Right.
You know, you kind of wired too. You know, y'all wired in together. Y'all eat together. You're growing together. So guess what? I seen people that grow together and still love each other.
Absolutely.
But I'm starting to notice more people complaining than understanding.
Mhm.
That's sad to me.
Well, see,
And I want to see something better. That's
yeah,
all.
yeah,
That's all.
and I think we all do. We want our world to be better. There's truly an unlimited number of opportunities to lust, and only a few opportunities to love. And so our world is kind of inundated with this lust spirit, because we're judging every single person by these little standards and criteria, right? I'm longing for the body, right? And I think, this is an opportunity to open the discussion up that lust is not just about sex. You can lust for a person's position. You can lust for a person's financial status. You can lust for a person's just their whole presence. You know, sometimes people, they may not be, you know, the most attractive people, but they got a fantastic presence, and they might make you feel good. You lust after feeling good, that somebody can make you laugh and want to talk to you and all that other stuff, but you may have nothing else in common, right? You're really longing to be with that person because of how they make you feel, and that's a form of lust.
Right.
And we don't want to leave any of those criteria out of the game because they are very relevant.
You know, one of the things I'll tell you about lust that kind of see a lot, lust and envy.
Mm-hmm.
Believe me, I see it hand in hand.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
lusting, and then you got other people that's envious of the people that you say is so fine, and it's all like more evil to me.
Yes.
Because when you love, you past that.
Yeah.
It's a different, but that's where you at. And my whole thing is, some people just don't care to love because they've been hurt. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
I've been there, but I'm not gonna lie, I didn't stay there.
Mm-hmm.
But I ain't gonna talk about nobody else to go through some things. My whole thing is to help people through things by having this dialogue.
Right.
Because I don't ever know where anybody's at.
Right.
Right.
But guess what? We here for you. That's why we do this. We open dialogue and have fun with it because we care about you.
Yes.
And if you're going through some hurtful things, just understand that's a temporary. It's a choice to stay there.
Yeah.
I want you to make a better choice not to be there.
There you go. So, you know, and I think we did it, you know, what is the difference, some justice here thus far. So the question becomes, what does lust look like? And what are the implications of lust? You know, God, the Bible, the Word says that thou shalt not lust. Why not?
That's deep.
I mean, it's very deep, but I can't tell you why, because I do it. I mean, I know it was
don't know why?
stated not to. I
Yeah.
can just tell you, I do it. And again, I ain't saying I'm right for it. But if you don't recognize your wrongs and understand what you do, you ain't gonna change what you do.
Mhm.
I did it because it was eye candy, and it was one of the things that I was attracted to, because certain things, it's like, again, picture perfect. I got a picture of what I want, and then of course some people fit, some people don't, okay? But like I told you, when I started realizing that some of the things I needed was not in what I was thinking. He gave me what I needed, and I was just thinking it was something else. And again, that's when you know you're in the right path, but you're just on the wrong path.
Yeah.
So I lived in the wrong way for long enough to realize things wasn't going my way, and things wasn't turning in the direction where he had for me. It was in the direction I thought I wanted, and I lived that life.
And listen, and that's a great segue to kind of how I want to cover this portion of the topic. I believe, and I probably need to pull some word out, but I'm just talking from my spirit and the word that I have read, that when you lust at anything, you long for something superficial. It's almost a draining or a misuse of God's energy. He gave you the desire for health and love and peace and happiness, but now you are desiring perhaps someone else's woman or man, right? Or perhaps you are desiring to get underneath the clothes of the person who may be standing in the same room as you. And what the Lord is suggesting is that when you seek these temporary and superficial things with such passion and zeal, that it is almost like you open the doorway for darkness to come into your life. You open the doorway for darkness to come into your mind. And so when you're looking at, you know, hypothetically, when you're looking at this woman and you're trying to mentally undress her, you are operating at that point in darkness. You are operating in a sin state of mind. And people are not aware of the effects, the cause and effects of having a wrong state of mind. It destroys.
Okay. I have a question.
Please.
What you got?
But don't you have to like experience that? You know, because no one's perfect, right?
Oh, yes, that's right.
No,
Yeah.
that's right. What do you mean experience it?
Like you to go through the fantasies of, you know, of undressing, you know, that
Mhm.
woman or whatnot, and you know, because if the world was perfect, then that wouldn't happen. Everybody would just do what they're supposed to be with.
Yeah, okay,
I agree with that.
that's exactly right. And I think every person at a very early age in their own sexuality, in their own timing, start to do that. But here's what happens. And here's what I've noticed, especially in today's world. I think the world is full of lust because people have recognized that they have the power mentally to touch other people around them.
Man.
Look
Hey.
at R.
And-
Kelly. R. Kelly was a prime example.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. I'm talking about on a supernatural
Wait,
level.
I want to do something today. He did this. He said he's a man that loves all women.
Yeah, we all young with
He
him.
said, all women.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you, he is his entire situation
Yeah.
is the manifestation
Of lust.
of lust.
Right, yeah.
And see what happened is I'm gonna let you go. What happened is, and this is the same thing happened to Michael Jackson. At a very early age, they began to lust, and the type of women that they started lusting after, they continued to lust after those even when they've long grown up.
Right.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? So in essence, it's a sickness. It is a misuse of God's power, but it's now a mental machine. They can't erase the pattern. They can't get out of the pattern. They can't stop doing the thing. You know, Paul talks in the Word, he says sometimes they do the thing that they know they don't want to do or they know not to do. And why do they do that? Because they are possessed with a spirit. They are possessed with a spirit that has clouded their mind and clouded their judgment from righteousness. And so now they have a rhythmic thought process that they can always lay hands on the people around them. They can always undress. If you got a lustful brother and you bring your wife around him, you can know that your brother is lusting after your wife. He's undressing and putting his mental hands on your wife. And that is a dark spirit. That's bringing brother against brother. That's bringing brother against sister-in-law. That's bringing, my family against yours. It's an abomination in the spirit. And that's what we need to get into mind, because what it ultimately produces is trouble in our lives. Sometimes we don't see where our troubles come from. Our troubles come because we misuse God's power over here. Now we got to reap what we sowed over here. And now we ain't attached that I did this and here's the problem going on. But that's the way our world is working. We're creating imperfections and we're experiencing imperfections through the power of our own thought.
Man.
The lack of right thought. Go ahead, bro.
No, I feel like Jay had a point though, you know what I'm saying, as far as the why. Because lust can lead to envy. When people want a certain status or when people want a certain thing you got, like you said, whether it's financial or whether it's your ambience, your presence, they lusting after that, and that makes other people jealous or envious when you talk about it, like, hey, I want to do this, I want to do that. And then bro also had a point when he said, don't you have to experience to learn those things? But at the end of the day, it's a choice. Because when you look at that woman, it's a 5-second window. I'll give a person 5 seconds. You feel me? That's regular intention. You trying to see what's around you. You trying to recognize your surroundings, know what's going on. After that point, it's like, okay, what are you thinking about towards this person, and how can that benefit you? Like you said, your thoughts are manifested into their physical counterparts by the application of known principles. That's Napoleon Hill.
Yes.
Think and Grow Rich.
Yes.
So that applies not only to financial situations, but also to relationships, also to emotional situations, psychological. Your whole wellness as a person is reliant on these thoughts. And if you think in a lustful pattern or a lustful state of mind all the time, like you said, it's going to be a machine. It's going to be repetitive.
It's going to be repetitive, and you're not going to be able to break the cycle on your own.
Not on your own.
Not on your own. And that's what is happening to a lot of people. They start learning these lustful thoughts early in life, and the next thing you know, their whole life is being influenced by those wrong thoughts.
I agree.
Right?
It's called a sickness.
Yeah, it's called a sickness.
It's a mental.
And a lot of times we don't call it sickness because we don't want to, we don't want to put it in the sick category. We want to put it in, the fool category. We want to put it in the pervert category. We want to put it in the bad person category. But those thoughts were learned thoughts. And if you're not of the faith, if you're not a Christian, if you're not of the faith, if you don't practice, the word of the Bible, then you really have no rules as to what you can do with your mind.
Man.
You are not subject to a set of rules and laws that we think work.
I like to make it different. Just in case you didn't, I really believe that they still know wrong for right.
But is it wrong to undress someone in your mind? You're not hurting
To
anybody.
me, wrong or right is know that, again, if you don't want to believe in God, Jesus, or the Bible, you understand your brother, friendship, things that you was taught when you was growing up.
Mm-hmm.
It's a choice after that. And my whole thing is,
Right.
you don't have to go back to religion to make better choices. Sometimes you can just look at the things that you already know hurt you
Yeah.
and things you go through. Because
Yeah.
one thing he did, he blessed you
Yeah.
with that whole ability to learn.
Yeah.
So not always just what you hear, it's also what you can understand.
Yeah.
That's gonna hurt me.
Yeah.
That's gonna hurt the person that I care for.
Yeah.
Like I said,
But listen-
I might have had intentions, great intentions, but I might have said something that hurt my brother by
Right.
words.
Right.
Not by undressing his woman.
Right.
Nothing foolish like that. But words, just joking and I hurt
Right.
something. When I understand what I did, I want to make change because that was not my intention.
My intention to hurt.
Now see
brother.
that right there, regardless
But
of
that's-
spiritual or not, that is an understanding of me of knowing feelings and people, and that's what I want to get people back to.
But it
we are hurting,
Yeah.
and we ain't understanding.
It takes self accountability to
I
get
agree.
there,
I definitely agree
especially
with that.
without the word.
Oh
It-
yes, oh yes.
especially without the word.
I give you that,
There are a
'cause
lot of
word give
people
you better
missing-
definition.
A lot of people missing self accountability. So it is time for us to take another break.
Oh my God,
we
Jeffrey, I'm not.
We do believe we got the good Reverend Dr. Jeffrey on next. You can see this subject is already starting to heat up, and man, we are about to turn on the fire. Look up to see where they want to go, and you think he was potential to get there. You know.
That's right. And we got a special guest. You know, y'all got some staffing. And like I just told him I could make some temporaries into permanent. So any kind of staffing needs, my man right next to me can make some things happen. You might not want to call on Jay because I'll take your temporary and make them into permanent. Anyway, I'm just playing. That's all this. But on the business end, again, if you got staffing needs, my man next to me can do great things for you. And again, if you need some garbage needs, I can do great things for you. If you need a car, my man Craftmatic can do some things, and in a minute he's gonna be doing a whole lot more. I told you we're gonna change the game. And how are really gonna change the game? We're about to find out how this man that's about to come on next day was. If his day was jacked up, all I got to tell you, he about to slap the taste out your mouth. Jeffrey, how you doing, big baby?
Okay, I'm starting to hear a little something, but I still can't really hear.
Okay, hang on. Let's see if we hear you now. Is you plugged in?
We are
You
most
got it?
certainly here. Looking forward to your segment.
Uh-oh.
Any chance you can hear us yet, bro? Not yet?
We can hear Jeffrey, but Jeffrey can't hear us.
We can hear you, Brother Jeffrey.
It's live right here.
Yeah.
Live.
Yeah, I think, all right. Can you hear anything, Brother Jeffrey? Not yet, huh? Okay, well, we know we got him on the line.
I heard him.
He on the main line.
We got,
You need to go to the board, Jay?
I got a secondary backup. Watch this.
All right.
know how to fix problems when problems arise. Watch this.
Right. So,
Give me 2 seconds. We're gonna fix it.
TR380 was talking a moment ago, and I love some of the words that he was sharing. He basically was describing his passion in life and his purpose in life.
Can't hear us.
And his purpose is to wake people up from the status quo. And I love that because we all really have a purpose to do that. We all have a purpose to wake people up. If we're always waking each other up, we're always alive. But when half the community is asleep and nobody cares, then half of our potential is asleep. And as a community, as families, even as the world of individuals. So it's always important that that we focus on lifting each other up. And this is a young man. I'm not sure how old TR380 is. Probably in his early 20s. The guy just has such a profound way of thinking about the world. And if you really had an opportunity to listen to his lyrics, you would hear that he is spitting some powerful stuff. That's the difference I think between some of the older rap and the newer wave is that if you listen to these young bucks, you will hear they are saying some really powerful things.
You think so?
Yeah, you think so?
You think so?
Yeah, there's a lot of them that don't quite make the mark, But there are a lot of real conscious rappers.
Talking
And
about Kendrick and J. Cole, that's what you're talking about?
yeah, Kendrick,
Yeah.
they call me, even if you go back to Jay-Z. Jay-Z, one of the things I always liked about listening to Jay-Z was that he was going to take your mind, with almost every bar, he was going to take your mind to the next level.
Right.
You know, he was gonna tell you, you know, how he was gonna become a mogul. He was gonna talk about how he escaped trouble. He was gonna talk about doing big things. And you know, especially on that last album, he said, you know, I'm just trying to give you, I'm just trying to put you on game for $9.99.
Okay.
Right?
Well,
What he was trying to do is teach the world about entrepreneurialism, and so, you know, he is setting the mark in terms of lifting people's eyes up in the upward position. What you got, Jay?
Man, I'm telling you right now, we got that person that like I told you, I wanted to figure out how his day was. I'm gonna find a way to get him back on. Please
Okay.
believe.
Okay.
Technical difficulty don't stop nothing over here.
Right.
This is what we do.
Right.
Jeffrey, how you doing, big baby? Okay.
chirp cricket.
Yeah, like really? I mean, why?
Can you hear us, brother Jeffrey? No. All right, we got a few difficulties. So let's just keep on with the keep on.
We could talk about passion, I guess, till we get to one.
Passion?
Passion.
Yeah. What do you got to say about passion?
Passion. People finding their passion in what they desire. Correct? Is that what we're talking about?
Sure.
Right. Okay. So one of my passions is helping other people. Right. Being a former celebrity assistant, there's a lot of passion that goes into helping others, because you know it's not really doing you justice, you know, help others, but it actually is. A lot of people are, you know, into themselves, so you know you get a lot of people who are not into helping others because they want the success for themselves.
Right.
But you know you can get a lot of results if you you know help other people and think that's your passion, which I've done. You know,
Yeah.
making my passion with helping people become assistants and get jobs. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I like to just touch on that.
Absolutely. I think every field of human endeavor lends itself to helping people.
Right.
You know, and all jobs, all work, all service, all businesses are designed to support the idea of helping people.
Well, I'm gonna try to change the game real quick, and I do apologize. We're gonna see if we can get with Jeffrey can hear us this time. We done had so much difficulty. Jeffrey, can you hear me now?
Okay, I can hear you, but can you hear me is the question.
Yeah, you kind of faint. I tried to do you a different way, and you kind of faint there. Hang on. See if I can improve you real quick, Wise. I got Rock behind the board. Rock, can you improve the sound? You over there?
You want to take a break real quick?
Yeah, go to break. Let's see if we can fix this.
Okay, I need that.
The cord back? Give him the cord.
All right, folks. So just because we're having a few technical difficulties, we're gonna salvage the moment with a break. So y'all just stay tuned, listen to some of these smooth tracks I got for you, and we'll be right back.
Put your foot up in this shoe.
Okay.
But if it does apply to you, I want you to put both feet in both shoes and walk around in them, because you're about to learn something tonight. Now, ladies, you go first. Now, ladies, quite frankly, some of y'all single because y'all think y'all the only person with emotions in the relationship. Here's what I need you to understand. You think only your emotions matter, or your happiness matter, or your joy matter. That's the only thing you focus on. You keep thinking that as long as you're happy, the relationship is happy. And you keep forgetting that you got a man that's just as equal, just as valued, just as important in that relationship as you are.
Right.
And then what you start to do is you start to kind of treat that man like a little kid or an accessory or something like that, something beneath you, because you think your emotions are paramount. Here's what I want you to understand. It only takes a few times of that for us to completely shut down on you mentally.
Yes.
And when we shut down on you mentally, your ass is done. Because what happens is, we get that mindset that, hey, I ain't got to put up with this. I'm better than this. I can do better than this. And we might even keep you around just to play with you a little bit. But our whole heart is out of the relationship. And once our heart is out of the relationship, our body's going to follow. Now, the body may take a little longer than the heart. Don't get it twisted because the cookies is good. But I need you to understand, you keep focusing on your emotional well-being in the relationship, your emotional happiness in the relationship, your emotional stability in the relationship at the expense of that man. Well, the only thing you're going to have is that wood, and that wood don't care nothing about your heart. And it's going to leave your ass single.
That's good. That wood don't care nothing about your heart.
Oh.
I like that, man. I really like
That
that.
hardwood.
Yeah. And, you know, I am finding that I have found over the last several years that in the dating world, you do have people who are very self-centered.
True.
They are not thinking about the people around them. From the simplest things to, you know, the biggest things, they just think about themselves. How they feel, what they want, that's all that matters. And I have had ladies to attempt over time, I guess that old independent attitude, to try to treat me like I'm a kid, like I'm less than, you know, like I'm less than who I am, you know. You ever had someone try to baby you up? You a grown man, but they still trying to baby you up. They still
They're
trying
only
to
doing
tell you.
injustice to themselves.
Yeah,
True that.
exactly right.
Yeah.
Exactly right. And that's that old adage that, you know, you can see the speck in my eye, but you can't see the bean in your own eye. Right?
That's half the problem.
Yeah, that's typically what that is. And yeah, we do shut down, ladies. You should know. You know, we're looking for the same thing you're looking for in many ways, respect. And we're looking for you to respect our emotions and our opinions and what we want and what we like, and try to reach for our wants and needs like we are always trying to reach for your wants and needs. If you don't do that, yep, you're going to find yourself
Single.
Single,
Yeah.
playing that independent role, you know.
There you
Come on
go.
now.
Preaching it, yeah.
There you go.
The one
And,
thing I want to give everybody for Jeffrey get back on, TR380 is about to leave the building. So again, gotta say, props, man.
Shouts out to you,
Number
man.
love, brother.
Shouts out to you, baby.
This man come all the way.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, my
I
boy.
want to say something right quick.
What you got right?
Look, if you look at my phone right now, I was literally just texting you. I say I'm out, G. Thanks for having me. I'm on my way to an open mic, y'all. You feel me? I'm finna go do my thing, put on
What
for
you
the
doing
city.
over my guys?
I'm going to Apache Cafe. You feel me? It's downtown Thursday night. You know they be all the way lit with it. It's a freestyle experiment. I did one Tuesday night. Got to connect with CBS, but my manager actually knows the VP for CBS, so that's just like another shoe in the game. Like I said, my Instagram is Trey80thefuture at TR380thefuture. If you ain't moving with the movement, keep it moving. Bar Talk with Jay. They be going up every Thursday, you feel me? Many blessings to y'all. Shout out to my boy Moolah and the cameraman, you feel me? Y'all be blessed.
All right, man.
All right.
You be easy.
All right. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, baby
All
boy.
right.
And with that, we'll hand it back to you, brother Jeffrey.
Jeffrey, you up.
All right, fellas, don't think I'm letting y'all off the hook.
Okay.
Fellas,
Uh-oh.
you are next. All right, fellas, now, you might be single simply because you are in love with your trigger. I need you to understand what I'm saying to you. You can have a woman that does the world for you. She treats you like a king. She puts you in the proper place when it comes to the order of her day and the order of the relationship, and she's equally yoked and all these things, and you can't recognize her because she ain't dramatic enough. She ain't hood enough. She ain't got enough things that resonate with those triggers inside of you that you have internalized to the point that you identify them with love. You identify someone being dramatic and wanting to cuss you out and cut you up and shoot you and stuff like that as love, because all you know is your triggers. Your triggers now become what you feel, what you look for, what you gravitate towards. And when you get that good woman that learns that knows how to cook because she's learned you and she learned what you like, and she knows what you do and what you like and all this stuff, you treat her like trash because she doesn't reach that part of you that you put in touch with your heart, and those are your triggers.
Yes.
Now, as long as you are stimulated by your triggers, you are destined to live a life drama-free. But what I need you to do, man, I need you to do some healing. I need you to get down to the core of you and that pain that you keep hiding, and you got to figure out what's fueling these triggers. Why do you keep using them as a defense mechanism? Why do you keep running good women away? And ultimately, why your ass is still single?
Now, I'm gonna tell you,
Go ahead.
I don't completely fit that, but I had triggers. There's certain things that I didn't recognize I do.
Like, yeah, such as.
And again, it's not to throw any shade or use me as any kind of platform,
Yeah.
but when you keep attracting a certain kind of person in your life,
Yeah.
and you be like, yo, I attract because I attract some crazy women, okay? But what I really realized, I can make a lot of people crazy because of my own actions. But I keep saying I attract. They didn't always come crazy. By the time they got done with me, they was crazy.
Right.
And it fit the same mold that I was dealing with for a long time because their attraction was some of the things that I attracted. I kind of knew it almost, yeah, just that kind of. So when you want to see things different, you got to look at yourself.
Yeah.
And I like, blaming somebody else is not always cool. That right there doesn't change anything. It reflects you. It reflects that I don't have to look at me. So my whole thing is, my real change came from when I started saying, that one was crazy. That one was crazy. And my mama said, well, half the time, baby, it is you. And when you start looking back at you start looking at some of the things you do. And then you quit to just find out you're a hypocrite. Because when the things you saying she crazy over, you help contribute too. And that right there is a difficult task to go down because a lot of times you don't want to look at yourself like that.
Yeah.
I had some behaviors that I definitely am single now, should have been single. The reason why, I had some room to grow. And that's why being single is not always a bad thing.
Yeah.
It's not. Because if you don't understand you, how in the hell do you expect somebody to love you?
There you go.
It
There you
starts
go.
with you.
And great point. And we're gonna hand it back over to Jeffrey. I want to talk about those triggers later on because I think those triggers have a lot to do with our subject for tonight. So it's on you, Jeffrey.
Oh man, what we have to do as men and women in our community is we have to get in tune and in touch with our emotions. We have to learn that our emotions are something that, with the proper discipline, that we can control, that we can harness, and we can use as the proper type of fuel to accomplish a whole lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
Any emotion that's channeled to the positive will put you in front of great people. If you focus the right way, your emotions can fuel and power your dreams. A lot of people say that women got to be hard on the job and all this other stuff, and they got to be tough. I submit to you that you don't have to do anything. When you are in tune with who you are will take you where you're supposed to be. You don't
Yes.
have to pretend on the job.
Yes.
Just be who you are and walk in your path, and watch just how quickly you'll be in front of that investor that wants to invest in your dream, or you'll find that pathway that gets you to the point where you want to get. And for the men, what we have to do is we have to remember now, it's okay for us to be in tune with our emotions, but there's still something powerful about being masculine and strong enough to provide protection for a woman.
Yes.
I don't mean this in a bad way. I ain't saying that you got to be toxic with it, but I am saying that there's a difference between men and women. And for us, it's completely okay for us to be that protector, to be a little harder, to be a little more stern when it comes to the children than the nurturer, than the women are. There's nothing wrong with that. And when a man when he's mastered that balance, what he's able to do is attract the right type of woman to him. And that right type of woman partners with him, and they begin to build a stern and firm household.
Yes.
And they raise good children. And those children go on and they extend the generations. And once we get back to doing that, it's going to be some awesome changes going on in our communities.
Yes, sir.
And that's all I got.
Yes,
That's
sir.
my man.
That's a mouthful right there. We need to be in touch with our emotions. Man, that's a humanitarian challenge.
Wouldn't people say, like, a lot of men, like, they don't go to that side because they feel like it's not, like, manly to do that, right?
Right.
But in order to achieve, being your full self, you have to go there, right?
Absolutely.
Right. So
Absolutely.
I would say, don't stop because of what other people would think about you.
Yes.
You should never, act on what other people think because everybody else has issues too. So then if everybody's just continuing with the cycle, then, it's never gonna, nobody's ever gonna get to the root of, that emotional side to
There
connect.
you go. There you go. There's a whole conversation that probably needs to happen. We may need to do a show on this about, people are not typically, there are a lot of people, most people, a whole bunch of people who are not emotionally intelligent, right? And that's not saying that they're dumb or stupid. That's saying that they don't recognize the emotions that's going through them. They are filled with stress and are not recognizing it as stress, right? They're so used to the feeling that they just turn that emotion off,
Yeah.
right? They're not aware that they may feel sadness. They're not aware that they may feel upset. They're not aware they may be frustrated. But they just kind of move through life, right? And your emotions is a really, really important form of power that you have. And when you, like he said, Jeffrey said it, positive emotions can fuel your dreams. They can do way more than just be, just be this little feeling that you have. They actually drive you to self-confidence. They drive you to make decisions. They drive you to interact with other people. They drive you to make change. Those emotions are what makes the difference. So, outstanding dialogue from you, Brother Jeffrey, tonight. Just a quick comment from you on the topic tonight. It is, simply put, love or lust. How do you understand the difference? Or do you understand the difference?
Man, you know what? I tell you what. The thing about love and lust is this. Lust is a roller coaster. You can get on that roller coaster and ride it, and it is just the biggest thrill. It feels good. You hit that curve the right way. You get butterflies in your stomach. You drop down, and you drop that thing on it. You just lose everything. And then when you slow down, you're like, man, oh, that was good. You get off the ride and your knees are weak.
Yeah.
But after a few minutes, your knees are just as firm as they once were. You walking straight, and you thinking back on that roller coaster. That's cool.
Right.
Love is something that encompasses the roller coaster. It encompasses the anticipation of getting on the roller coaster.
Yes.
It anticipates, it also includes looking for the next time for the roller coaster
Yes.
with the same person, same man or woman, whomever it is that you decide that you love. And then it says that, okay, even though the times you can't get to the roller coaster, I'm still going in the same direction with this person.
Yes.
Now, I can't tell you with a Webster's definition of what love is, but what I can definitely tell you with a plain human, definition of it, is love is that absence of self, and it's the realization of the we. And when you start to focus on the we, when you think, what can I do to make my wife happy? What can I do to make my husband happy? Whatever it is that you think about just to make that other person happy, when you get there, that's when you know you're in love. Because like I said earlier, that wood don't care nothing about your heart. And that's the mentality of lust. I ain't got to worry about your heart.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm worried about them cookies. But when you love somebody, your every waking moment is all about what you can do to make that person happy.
There you go. There you go. And that's that's profound. That really is profound.
I told you to let him have it.
Yeah, man. Listen, we always appreciate you, Brother Jeffrey, and thank you again for being with us tonight, man. I know we had some challenges. Would you like to share anything with us before we part tonight?
Oh, no, we're good, man. We got it in, late, or better late than never. So I am good, man. I am good.
Okay, fantastic. Well, listen, my brother, we'll look forward to hearing from you on next Thursday.
Absolutely, man. Looking forward to it.
Okay, all right. Take care, my friend.
Good night.
All right, man, I like that. Lust is like a roller coaster,
Right.
and love is like the all-encompassing, the all-encompassing cloud, so to speak. I always said that love was the spiritual glue that holds all things together, and lust doesn't hold anything together. You
That's
can't.
just for the
It
time
ain't even
being.
like a Band-Aid.
Yeah, it's just for the time being.
Good ride.
Yeah.
It can be a good ride.
But that doesn't get you long term. You
No.
know, when you in your 60s, that lust gonna be there when you in your 60s. You're gonna have love getting you through them 60s.
I mean, Viagra did a good thing for me. Oh, y'all got to we got jokes up here.
I'm just saying, love gets you, lifelong, satisfaction.
Yeah, it reveals something good.
Yeah.
Lust doesn't do that. It is now time for us to take another break, and so if you folks will stay tuned, we're going to continue to go in on the subject. A lot of more great dialogue to happen. Y'all stay tuned. We'll be right back with more Bar Talk with Jay.
You're not gonna have fun with this.
Alright.
Welcome back to Bar Talk with Jay. Man, we got special guests tonight. I was looking over there at the Facebook page because I can't see it from over here. So I apologize if we don't always shout out who all joined, but we was talking about love and lust, right? I looked up on the screen on the break and I seen Marsha lives across the street from me. That is my neighbor. Her and Felix, my God. When I tell you love, they showed me love in a way that I appreciate.
Right.
How they have love for
Right.
their children,
Right.
the community, and the love that they constantly show each other.
Right.
I mean, she's a social butterfly. She is so different than Felix. Felix so laid back, but they complement each other. They come over and they do projects with me. They help me extend my deck, and it's great to watch them two work because they work and where Felix just doing and she's doing the measuring.
Right.
And it's like hand and foot. When you work like that, there's no mistakes. It's like, did you measure this? She's like constantly in her head going one way, he's doing another thing.
Right.
But they complement each other and they work and it's so fun. And they do the same thing with their kids. So again, I'm hoping they're watching. Again, I hope this is a great tribute to them and what I seen with across the street neighbor when I see love. And I love how they do it. And it's not just the love of their children. It's with the community and within each other. When I call one, the other one sometimes answer. If one out of time they'll call me, if something happened, I'm going over there. That kind of love saved my other neighbor, you know, just by caring. And it's something that I'm telling you, lust won't get you. If all you did was lust, you wouldn't care.
Right.
Most people you lust over, really, y'all don't really think you care. You just personal satisfaction. This is a trophy, okay?
Right.
But when you love that person, you might treat them like a trophy, but I care for them. I'm going to polish them. I'm going to nurture them. I am not going to be thinking of myself. I'm going to be thinking with them.
Right.
It becomes more of one compared to being selfish.
Right.
Lust ain't nothing but a selfish act compared to a loving act. Totally different, but again, can be similar to many. But I like to say one might lead you to something different, like I said earlier. Because I can lust after a person just because of physical sight, but they can also teach me some things to get you past that sight.
Right.
Because again, I will admit, it's kind of hard to lust after an ugly person. I'm just saying. I mean, they ugly as hell.
Right.
And you talking about how you, it's hard. Don't get me wrong.
Well,
because
you wouldn't. You wouldn't.
Yeah, because you know, ain't nothing no attraction.
Yeah.
I mean, it's then you dog ugly.
Lust is
You know?
typically an attraction.
And then you can't even tell that's a dime piece because you know your boy's gonna bust you out. You be like, no, your girl ugly as hell.
Right.
So
Right.
that's why I tried to get away from the dime piece in the first place, because if that person love you and care for you, quit trying to compare them to what somebody else might be able to achieve. Because I used to hear that all the time. Everybody every day was a dime piece. Dude, you might have dated a bunch of dime pieces, but you ain't stayed with none of them. And ain't none of them nurtured you to a point that you're in a better place.
There you
All
go.
you doing is bragging about what you had.
There you go.
But a great woman will take you places that you won't talk negatively about.
Right.
Now that right there is a difference in choice. And I ain't gonna lie and say I made the best, but I can understand some things. And I ain't scared to talk about some things.
Right.
But I'm not the one trying to judge.
Yeah. You know, one of the things that Jeffrey said that ties perfectly into this conversation, for the men, he said that men, the reason you're single is because you are in love with your triggers.
Ooh, go back.
Now, just think about what he was saying, that we're in love with our triggers, that we keep attracting basically the same type of person, and maybe we keep staying in relationships that, you know, because they look good, right? You know, that's a shallow mindset, no matter how you look at it, right? That's shallow. You with somebody only because they look good,
I mean,
but they ain't bringing nothing else to the table.
Crap, I did
I mean,
that too.
that's a trigger, man.
It was a trigger, but she looked good though.
She look good though.
She looked good. She couldn't cook worth a damn.
Okay,
But
well,
she,
you can
and she drank up all my liquor.
keep her. Listen, you can keep her. If she can cook,
She didn't.
She didn't cook.
She couldn't cook.
She couldn't cook.
She said she could.
Right.
He didn't tell you
But
like
you can teach them how to cook.
I didn't.
Yeah.
I thought she came prepared, man. She had the
You
look.
can teach 'em how
She
to
said she can do this, and I was like, she is a good looking girl. Man, we dated, we kicked, have fun, and I go to sleep. She drinking up my liquor at the bar. I wake up, she still drinking liquor at the bar. I go to work, she still drinking liquor at the bar. Obviously, you like to drink,
Yeah.
and you know I didn't see this.
The lust wore off then, though.
Reality set in. It wasn't all what I thought. You know, nice and girl, but she had a drinking problem. Girl loved to drink.
Yeah.
You know, she was so drunk she thought she could cook,
Right.
and then she made me something. We had to go out. I
Oh,
wouldn't eat
God.
that.
Oh,
So
my God.
again, we all go through it because she's a good looking girl.
Yeah.
People see you with her. Oh man, she's man. Where you get her from?
Yeah.
So it pump you up.
Right.
And everybody love the ego. But I knew deep and down inside, I was like, man, y'all might be, yeah, she is a whole lot, because I don't like putting nobody down, but it's a whole lot y'all don't know. And again, you like to be appreciated, so you like them compliments, you like that. But then inside, you already know you wasn't really being fulfilled.
Right.
I knew for a fact that I would after a nice looking girl.
Right.
And when I got her, I realized it was more to her. And it's not saying she's a bad person. I can't say she totally couldn't cook. It's just the way she was talking. I thought she can do more.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
And I did do a little cooking myself, not much, you know, more of a griller.
Mm-hmm.
So I did my thing, and then she did her thing. And I just found out, you know, it just didn't all mix and match. But why I didn't let go sooner? Because of the fact it was eye candy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It was a good look for me. She had a great personality. It was a lot of other things that was missing. And I just wanted to say, oh, in time it all come. You know, and it didn't all work out. But again, I don't think of her as a negative. I look at me because I wasn't strong enough as a man to realize there was a lot of things I should have recognized early on. And I did not say anything. I was too busy caught up in a little limelight of, oh yeah, y'all look good. And this and I'm like, okay.
Is that lust mode?
It was to me, it was selfish mode. It wasn't just lust at that point
selfish
because
mode.
I already kind of had her, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? I already had her underneath my grips.
Right.
You know, it was already determined that, hey, you know, she wasn't going nowhere.
Right.
So at this point, it became, okay, I'm comfortable. I got comfortable quick. But then I'm looking at what I got comfortable with, and I already knew it wasn't going to even take me. But I'm like, well, we're going to see.
Yeah.
Well, and this
You
is where
already
I was
knew it
thinking,
wasn't
like,
going
yeah, and you hold on because of just in case. It might work. And I like to say she's felt the same way about me.
She felt the
You
same
know,
way about
yeah,
you.
it's going, and you going to change. And again, when you looking at somebody about a change, and it's not, because 9 times out of 10, you can't get anybody to change in the first place.
Right.
But the best thing is when you see change in you.
Yeah.
When a person bring the best in you, that's different than the lust.
Yeah.
That's when a person love you and say, you know something, I see you hurting. I see that, you know, you're not really happy. Not just removing themselves, but speaking you up, regardless if they stay in or out. That right there is a loving move, regardless of if it's for a season or not. And that's what we missing sometimes.
Yeah.
We too busy like, okay, they coding the ego, but it's for something. It's for a facade. It's for your money. It's for whatever you can do for them. Sometimes you need to do things not looking for a gift.
That's right.
And that's love.
That's right.
Lust, no, bro, believe me, they stroking your ego
That's
because
right.
they need that car paid.
And you know, I'm not sure where this dialogue is about to go, but
Go for it.
there's somewhere in the equation where, you know, all of us come together through physical attraction. Physical attraction is what kind of sets precedent for bringing people together.
Mhm.
Until you get into a very mature audience, a very mature crowd, and you'll find that people who don't look like they're supposed to be talking to each other are falling in love with each other.
Mhm.
You know, that's the woman who has her hair, straight hair, perm, wearing slacks and jeans will fall in love with the Rastafarian, you know what I'm saying, at the dinner party or at the event, that because they've gotten beyond, and there may be some lust there. Maybe she likes a rough guy, he likes a clean girl, clean cut girl, but a lot of times they found something beyond the lust that made the difference. And so to move from lust to like or care is probably a good way to measure your depth into lust, right? So you meet this person, you dating them, you're talking to them, you like them, and your attention stops being on how good they look,
Mhm.
how round their hips are, right? It doesn't, it's not about how their eyes and their hair, that all of a sudden you find that, hey, I like this person because they're confident in themselves. I like this person because they take care of themselves. They're clean cut. Their car's always clean. They always got on nice clothes. I like this person because they're family oriented. I like this person because they're about their business, right? So we can move quickly if we'll just look for reasons. We can move quickly from a lust scenario into what does this person bring to the table? What good qualities do they have? That might take my mind off of just looking at their bodies and start looking at their mind. And it happens a lot with men, especially men like us. Say you got, educated, successful man who's just doing his thing, that, he's going to be attracted to you, but he's looking for way more than just a pretty face. And so he's already going into meeting you not really fully respecting your appearance. What he wants to know is, do you have some substance underneath the surface? Can he like you, or can he start caring about you, or can y'all come into a like-minded union on a project, or make money together, or help some people? Is there something more to you other than just the way you look, right? And we really have to get beneath the surface of things. We've seen too many people caught up in these lustful relationships, and they really are kind of throwing the towel in on what's best for their lives, right? They're really looking for something that just looks magical, maybe something that just kind of feels magical. But if you marry somebody and you haven't had a discussion about money, and you haven't had a discussion about who's going to do what in the house and how your house should be run, etc., and you marry out of lust because he's a nice looking guy, and then you realize that he doesn't handle his business. He doesn't really like to clean up behind himself. He doesn't really care about money management and building a future. And it happens so often that people, love just kind of pulls you in. We think it's love, but it really is more lust. It really is more in love with being in love with the idea of marriage, rather than in love with the person who you're going to marry or trying to marry. And so we get all these surface notions. They look good, they got money, and you know what? I'm gonna make them a good wife. I don't care what it takes. But you got to realize that the person that you're inheriting, the person that you're taking into your life, may not be up to par. And lust can get you in trouble in that way. We see it all the time, right? We see women all the time being misused and all that, finding themselves in really bad situations because they just fell in love with the person. They fell in love with the lust of the person. There's a guy that I work with, and he's a white guy, and he's an atypical, stud white guy look, right? Keeps his beard tight, got his hair always cut, wears some fly outfits, and women are very attracted to him, right? But it takes them almost no time to realize that they would never want to even invite them to their house. And that, there's been women who, got caught up with him. And he told me one day, he said, he showed me a picture of this girl. He said, yeah, I said, man, she's cute, man. She looks like a winner. You need to take her home to mama. She was like, nah, man. She said, I could go nowhere with her.
Wow.
Right?
That's like, ouch.
Yeah. Because, he's got some challenges up here, but, he's missing some substance in life. And, that pretty look just don't get the job done for any amount of time.
Ouchie.
Yeah. Why don't we go ahead and take our final break? We'll come back. We'll have about 10 minutes to close out the show and make some 40,000 foot and ground floor comments about this subject. So if you folks will just sit back and relax.
in real quick and throw myself under the bus real quick.
Okay.
Yeah, I do this from time to time. I'll give you a little scenario about the love and lust. I love to talk.
Love to talk.
Love to talk. I talk my ass off. Most people know me that I talk too much. Guess what? I learned that a long time ago. And it was just a gift, and it was one of the things I love to do. But not just talk about anything. I love to vibe.
Right.
That conversation is just like my thing.
Right.
When a person, and I'm not going to speak for all men, please understand, I'm giving you me. So anybody here to say, well, is Jay. Jay giving you a small tab in him because I don't need nobody else saying, oh, that ain't me. I understand that. This is me. Love to talk. So one of the things I like to say, if I just call you to come over, that's all the hell it is.
That's lust.
You can call it lust, you can call it just favor, you can call it do whatever you want to do. But the bottom line is I'm not calling you to vibe with you. I'm choosing what I do.
Okay.
I'm single.
Right.
Please understand, I'm not with anybody. I am single. And I'm not playing a game. I'm just giving you the difference.
Right.
Because there are certain people that I can call on. And I just call on only when I want to do certain things. I don't call on them because I want a conversation about where I want to go. My vision and my dreams, I believe you. If you close to me, you know about them.
Right.
I'm going to talk. I've talked to strangers. There's people I've met I do not know. And I gave them a piece of me because, again, I'm just that dude. But when I just call you for something, don't get it twisted. You should know. Because I don't pick up the phone and have a regular conversation with you. And it's not like I don't got time.
So
It's a choice.
yeah, and you're basically letting the world know that they need to look at how they're treated.
100%. Because if you feel like you're important and that person ain't calling you for nothing but to come over.
But a booty call.
I mean, are you really just staying in La La Land because you just want this person to conform? Or do this person actually call you? Or when you call them, they make themselves available to talk to you? So again, I can't call everybody all the time.
Right.
But I will tell you, if you're important, we talk. And you know about me. If anybody don't know about me and the things that I want to do and my future dwellings that I want to get into, and I'm not willing to tell you what my future is, because you ain't in no future of mine. And I'm just keeping it 100. Because again, some people might pick up my phone and be like, well, listen, I ain't got time to lie to nobody. If you ain't part of my future, and I don't see you in my future, I'm not going to tell you about my future.
Right.
I'm just going to talk to you, and I'm going to keep it moving.
Right.
Because a lot of people ain't for me. They look at where I'm at, they look at the status quo. Look, I got more things going than they will ever know.
And they would ever
So
know.
why play with me and I ain't got time to play with you?
Right.
But my whole thing is I can stay true to me at the same time. And I'm not asking for favor, okay? The good Lord gives me favor. My whole thing is I'm trying to have an understanding and a connection. And that connection ain't the kind of connection everybody think I'm trying to have. It ain't always a sexual. It's not about that.
It's not
Conversation
always.
brings me into a mental.
Right.
My mental state is more stimulating than my... I ain't gonna say my
Absolutely.
sexual game ain't going on. I ain't playing now. But my whole thing is my mental state. If I can vibe with you mentally, it can make sex so much better.
Yes.
And I love the conversation to find out we vibe.
Yeah.
I'm not quick to just jump in bed with you because truthfully, that's just what people can do.
Right.
My whole thing is how we can greatly appreciate what we do. Not just by jumping in, it's about understanding before the jump in. I got great female friends that I've never slept with, crap.
Yeah, me too.
I speak to,
Me too.
and they really adore me.
Yeah.
And I
Me too.
appreciate them. The reason I didn't sleep with them is I respected them.
Right.
I knew that they wanted to be in a monogamous relationship or marriage, and I wasn't there.
Right.
I
Right.
did not step
Right.
over a boundary, but I respected them. And I still respect them to this very day. I speak of them very highly. Any person get them, I would say they got them a real dime piece. It ain't about a look, it's about a person that's going to have you all the way through.
Right.
And that's why I don't like hearing the dime piece, because it's just about a look. I'm telling you, that woman will have your back.
Yeah.
She ain't got no high body count. She ain't got a whole lot of body fat. And she care about herself.
Right.
Her health is important to her. And everybody around her, she treats like that. That right there is something you need to understand. Everybody don't carry.
Yeah.
That's very important. But you just don't contaminate that with something other than.
Right.
Just to put a notch on your belt. Then you didn't understand that person.
Right.
You didn't even care for her.
Right.
But I just want to make sure, you know, we feel each other. Why would you want to feel what you truly don't understand? She truly lets you know her morals and her standards. But you want to see if you can just, you know, just let me just try it out real quick. Ain't nothing to try out when you already know what's present in front of you, and the conversation told you so much, but you still want to try it anyway.
Right.
And that's why relationships don't last.
Right.
A strong woman can look through a person that ain't real. You can be as fly as you want,
Absolutely.
dress as nice as you want, but when I got substance, I can see if I see anything in you,
Yeah.
because I know what's in me.
Yeah.
They taught me that,
Yeah.
but they didn't do it rudely. They taught me that because they held me to making sure I stayed me,
Yeah.
straight true to the game.
Now watch this, Jay.
Go
And
for it,
that's that's supernatural, powerful. What you just said. What we haven't talked about on this show is
What's that?
what I think everybody would kind of expect when you talk about lust.
Talk to me.
That the world is promoting lust,
Yeah, they promote.
right? And when I say promoting lust, we had shows on how to respond when a woman walks up to you and got a nice camel toast that's sitting out there.
Yeah, I
right?
remember that.
What about women who wear see-through dresses and or you can see their panty line, or you can see their panties hanging out the top of their pants, or they got their breasts all out, or half showing, or it's see-through. There's a lot of lust being promoted, and we haven't really talked about it, but if your spouse catches you lurking at somebody that has that stuff, I think you're probably losing some respect. And losing respect is a lot. You know what I mean? Respect can almost be a form of love. You're losing a person's love, their admiration for you, if you pay attention to those things. We know that there's a lot going on around us. We know that there is a lot of things to lust at, but we have to all stand in the gap and not roll our eyes around looking at everything that passes us by. We need a form of self-discipline, and without it, you're going to wind up upsetting your spouse or significant other, because if you don't know how to keep your eyes to yourself, they're going to think that you'd rather have somebody else than to have them. That's ultimately what it comes down to, is that you're out lusting at other people in the world, and you think your spouse isn't supposed to feel a certain way. Your spouse isn't supposed to think a certain way. Your spouse isn't supposed to respond to that because it's intangible, because it's it's not right in your face, right in his face. I abhor that entire process, because if my significant other is lusting at everyone around them, then that means I can't trust her in my circle of friends and my family. That means no matter where she is or where he is, they're going to be lusting at your friends, your mama, your family. They're going to literally be undressing them with their minds. And, there's just something to be said for pure thinking. There's something to be said for, not going under your friends and family's clothes because your mind is sexually stimulated by how they look. Like, that's kind of a bad thing, right?
It's definitely a bad
It's
thing.
a horrible
but
thing.
I
It's absolutely
would
horrible.
definitely say there's the flip side to it is, if she sees something she's attracted to and she see it, not saying she just totally turns her head and do all the crazy things that some men do. My whole thing is, you attracted to what you're attracted to,
Right.
and that ain't gotta always be a lust thing. And it's just like me.
That's right.
I've looked on Instagram and I've seen people wearing things that caught my attention.
Right.
And they did it on purpose because they know they have a certain shape.
Right.
I've looked at many celebrities wear things that most of them now are very revealing.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
It doesn't make me feel like I lusted. It makes me feel like you wanted to grab my attention and my whole thing is just because you grab my attention don't mean you can keep my attention.
Right.
So I don't want nobody to feel like you can't do some certain things. Just understand it might not keep that person. I wouldn't want my woman all out there showing everything, but I really feel like she's attractive, so if she wanted to show a little bit, she's with me. Feel free.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like people should respect the fact she's with me, so they shouldn't. But my whole thing is, when you push it to the limit of thongs and a see-through blouse and the rest of that, and then you get jealous about how people respond, then you can't handle
Right.
that. And
Upset.
I
Right.
really feel like
Yeah.
you putting yourself out like that. Just because
Right.
you met her like that don't mean you got to stay like that. There's certain things that you need to grow together and realize.
Yeah.
Just because I started this way don't mean we have to stay this way.
Right.
And that is communication, and I feel like love at its greatest because I don't have to show the world my body all the time because
Right.
the person I'm with is the one that deserves my body.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the
And
difference.
and for those who are promoting lust, meaning wearing, thongs out and see-through dresses and stuff like that, you really need to check your response to the world, because you're sending out a strong message that you're very sexual, and you're sending out a message that you want to be lusted after, and when that happens, don't get upset.
Now, the flip to what Kraft just said, if you really want to stimulate your relationship, put that thong on be in the kitchen.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to tell you,
It
I hope you don't
changed
get burned. Hope you ain't frying no chicken. Okay.
Right, no, don't
have
be
a
frying
deep
no
fryer
chicken.
with a lid down. But I'm just saying,
With a
be in the
basket on
kitchen
it.
because a lot of women love lingerie.
Yeah.
Okay, and they be like, well, men love lingerie in the bedroom. Butt naked work better for me in the bedroom. This is just me. I don't know about everybody. But if you put some lingerie on and I come home, I don't care how my day was. I promise you, it changed my whole life.
Listen.
To see you in a way that I want to
Right.
see you. And
So-
you doing it for me.
So lust is not a righteous thing. But if you're lusting at the one you love,
That ain't lust.
well, it may not be lust, but you can lust after your wife. It's almost like sex is okay after marriage, and lust is okay after love, right? As long as you're lusting after the one you love, right? So what is bad can be brought into good as long as it's done in a righteous way. You know what I mean? So I guess for a husband to lust after his wife, or a wife to lust after her husband, that's a good thing. That's an energy and a zest and a
I like that, but let's just change the word.
Yeah.
Think about it. Words are interchangeable, right?
Right.
So you said lust, and we already said lust is more of a negative. I'm just gonna take the negative out of it. If it's my woman, I cherish.
Cherish.
I cherish the way she looked.
Right.
I cherish the way I want to make love to her.
Right.
And I
Yeah.
want to change wording because if I make it seem like lust is negative, and then I want to lust after my wife, then it's like an oxymoron. Oh, so
It
it's
seems
good.
like
So
oxymoron,
my
right.
whole thing is no oxy.
But-
We're gonna take oxy out and put cleanness in.
Yeah.
Cleanness is
Yeah,
if you're
but-
lusting after somebody that ain't yours and you undressing
Yeah.
your brother's woman, then you
wrong.
you straight lusting is straight negative.
It's straight
if
negative.
I cherish my woman and I want my woman, I want to be with my woman all the time. Cherish is what I like because cherish me, I'm gonna carry her to another place.
Yeah.
Because she's my lady.
And cherish might be the right word when you see us standing in the closet after the shower. I still think the word is lust.
I mean,
So,
you lusting after what is already
what is
plain
already
yours.
yours, absolutely.
And you
that's what
and you
we
really
love
think
about
about it, when it's already yours, you cherish what you really have.
Yeah.
I cherish-
Well, listen, you're supposed to cherish it.
Yeah, right,
but
well,
listen,
it'd be
you
wild
might
to
can't
keep it.
stand her, but she's still fine.
And she's still mine.
And she still serve you up every day,
And she ain't trying to be with nobody else.
There you go.
I understand what it is.
It's time for us to close out the show. As you can see, we go so hard. We got to go, man. It's that time. And we want to thank you folks for being with us tonight. Again, this is Bar Talk with Jay. My name is Craftmatic.
I'm Smooth
It's my
Jay.
boy Smooth Jay. And all we want to do is inspire a dialogue, because dialogue, in the midst of every dialogue, healing takes place. And we just thank you for being with us, and continue to stay tuned. Facebook Live on Thursdays from 7 to 9, and all of our podcasts, YouTube, Facebook, Periscope,
All that
iTunes,
Black
all those
Planet.
people. If you go
all
on,
the
if
date
you go on,
sites,
on the
everything.
internet and you type in Bar Talk with Jay,
I'm gonna pop over
you'll
there.
find us. You'll find us there. So with that, we're gonna say goodnight, and
And one more thing before we go. We ain't lusting after you. We cherish you. That's right.
and we are out.
Ain't no last calls here.
Bar Talk with Jay.